first funnel Nifty box that gets shipped to you when you sign up for the 5-day free Your First Funnel Challenge. Now, here's what you're going to get inside of this package. You're going to get a thank you letter from Russell Brunson. You are going to get this soft Funnel Hacker t-shirt. You are going to get your own copy of the 30 Days book. That you're going to get a copy of the Funnel Hackers cookbook. You are also going to get ClickFunnels Secret, all in this beautifully designed and pretty cool box. Now, I talk a lot about funnels, and I don't just talk the talk, I actually walk the walk. You know, I use funnels in my business on a daily basis. I use funnels to get customers. I use funnels to advertise products. I use funnels to make sales, and I use funnels to make sales for me on autopilot. And I'm helping thousands of other entrepreneurs use funnels to launch and grow their businesses too, either through a video that I've made, a tutorial, a course that they've seen of mine, from being inside of my Facebook group, or from working with me personally. And I have gone through this challenge more than once, by the way. And over the 5 days, it helped me to overcome some limiting beliefs that I didn't even know I had. And I also made some new distinctions in what it takes to keep growing and taking my business to the next level. I am definitely an advocate. So if you want to learn all of that and get all of this, then make sure to check around this video for your invitation to take the challenge. At the very worst, you'll come out of it with a cool t-shirt. Now, I hope this Nifty box is still available by the time that you decide to click on it. But if it's not, oh well, next time. Let's not let that happen. Check around this video for your invitation to take the... Woohoo! Welcome back everyone to another episode of everyone's favorite place to be here on a Wednesday night, Pitch Practice.
The show.
What's up, Brandon? What did you think about that new intro that we just played? It came on before we came live, and it's basically kind of demonstrating what we'll be talking about today.
It was definitely dramatic. You were missing half your head, so I was a little concerned about that. But other than that, it was pretty good. Good script, good delivery. I mean, I'd sign up for it.
Yes. Oh, yeah. The reason the video showed up that way is because the video was created in the long format, and I played it on this format, and I thought, okay, at least the words showed up, right? And you got a good idea of it. What's up, everybody? Let's see down in the comments. Give us your hashtag where you're watching from, and tell us, what do you know about dramatic demonstrations? If you don't know what dramatic demonstrations are, then you want to stick around, because Brandon and I are going to discuss that today and break down what are dramatic demonstrations and how you can use them in your business to generate leads and sales.
What's dramatic is this giant gray hair I just saw right here on my forehead that's just sticking out. That's dramatic.
Okay. No, I didn't notice it was gray until you said something.
Oh yeah, it's huge. Anyway,
it kind of blends in. Just put it back in there.
There you go. No, it sticks out. It's like right there. Man, it's so annoying. All right. Anyway, on to the show. Enough drama. I won't be a little drama queen over the old gray hair, right?
Yeah. Dramatic demonstrations. Don't be so dramatic over there. But dramatic demonstrations, what are they, and how can they be used in your business to generate leads and sales? Can you use dramatic demonstrations for roofers, plumbers, local electricians, or are dramatic demonstrations just strictly relegated to service providers? And what when we talk about it today, we're going to be uh, looking inside this book right here. If you don't have a copy of this book right here, this is the linchpin. Man, amazing model for marketing your business. And one of the sections is called uh, the dramatic demonstration. And you can see where it falls under the actual linchpin model right here. It falls under a couple of sections. That's it. That's a really good illustration there. Challenges, webinars, live and virtual events. And I love it because when he starts off talking about the difference between a product and an offer. And when you're trying to sell the same product or commodity as someone else, the only advantage that you have is to be the cheapest. Now, what's wrong with being the cheapest?
There's no money in it. There's no profit. And going back to your question to answer it, when it comes to the dramatic demonstration, can roofers, plumbers, and electricians use it in their business? 100%, absolutely. In fact, every house call is a dramatic demonstration. When you go out there, you're doing an inspection, and then you show that report to your client. You are demonstrating what the problem is and your solution to that problem.
Yes, a dramatic demonstration. And typically, what Russell Brunson talks about in the dramatic demonstration section of his linchpin model is you're going to have these dramatic demonstrations to present your offer. And the difference between an offer and a product is that when you're just selling a product, it's when you're selling the same thing as everyone else, and it's the only thing that you're competing on is on price. And that is in a race to the bottom. And as Dan Kennedy once said, is there's no strategic advantage of being the second low price leader, but there is a huge strategic advantage of being the most expensive. You have you've done a lot of training with Dan Kennedy. What
Yep.
do you think?
I 100% agree with that. I will say during my sales days in the automotive world, I did work for the volume leader when it came to Fords down in Tampa, Florida, and they were the lowest price around. So they totally went against that whole mantra. Or maybe they did fit into it because they weren't the second lowest. They were the lowest priced vehicles around, biggest discounts, best deals. So they won the market. I mean, being the number one Ford dealership, in the world, especially for F-150s, they knew what they were doing as far as the pricing goes, and still being profitable, on the back end. They probably made it all up in the body shop and service, because that place was a freaking Taj Mahal when it came to fixing cars. But when it comes down to my niche for service-based businesses, if you're the cheapest, you're going to get a lot of work, and you're going to be so overworked that you're not going to have the time to do it. So you're going to have to raise your prices to make it worth your while to maintain the profitability. Infinite scaling is not possible when you're the one kind of turning the hammer. There's only so many people that you can hire, and it's a very delicate balance. Let me put it that way.
Delicate. And you're so right. I want to throw a shout out there to Prince Chowdhury. Do you see what he says, Brandon?
Yeah, we missed the week before. That's totally my fault. It was my fault. We missed the week before last. I was building a funnel and website, and that time just slipped by. Like when you're in the zone, blinders were on. I didn't know what time it was. By the time I looked up, It was midnight, and I was like, "Where did the evening go?" So, sorry, Prince. We'll get you next time, though.
Thanks for calling them out, Prince, because it's not enough for me to call them out. It's necessary that you keep us accountable. And when we're not here, they miss us, Brandon. They
I know.
recognize when we're not here. You see,
I
it's
know.
not just me. Cool, cool. So if you saw right at the top of this broadcast, you saw me in a video talking about the Your First Funnel Mifke, and that is one of the dramatic demonstrations. As a matter of fact, it's called a that one is a free challenge. It's a challenge, and I think a lot of times what Russell is talking about is either challenge or webinar funnels. We know what webinar funnels are. I think you were working on one. No, it was. I think I had a client that wanted a webinar funnel about a week ago, and I think we talked about that, about getting that set up, and then we
Hmm.
also used AI. I think we used AI to quickly build out one of those webinar funnels for the dramatic demonstration. But the video that I was speaking about at the top of this broadcast was for the Your First Funnel. If you've never gone through that challenge, you can check around the comments for a link to join it. Um, Everything I said in that video is what you get. It's an amazing Mifke box, right? And Mifke
Hmm.
box, most incredible free gift ever. It's an amazing box that will come delivered straight to your door, and you get to participate in this 5-day challenge. It's called the Your First Funnel challenge, and he mentions it as one of his best dramatic demonstration funnels. And what I want to do as we go through this, I'm going to actually reveal some of the secrets that he gives from this book. Most importantly, there is the three things that you should definitely do and you must do in your challenge. And whether it's a 3-day challenge or whether it's a 5-day challenge. How much experience do you have with challenges, Brandon?
Zero. Not really a challenge person, just due to the time that it takes. I know time's an excuse. They're just not a priority for me to do. I've done one mini webinar deal that I've been meaning to re-record and do, but challenges just aren't my bag and cup of tea at this point in time. I like them. I like going through them. Just putting one on. Um, Maybe it's just the fear of failing, of falling on the face. No one actually showing up to it, putting all that work in, is holding me back from doing it. But I know there are tips, tricks, and tactics to check even if your challenge is even a viable product to do. Um, you read Dan Henry's book, his latest one.
Oh, what's it called?
I don't know off the top of the head. I'm gonna gotta look it here for a second.
Oh, is that the book that he was giving away at Funnel Hacking Live? Not
Dan
last year,
Henry?
the year before.
No, Dan Henry didn't speak of Funnel Hacking Live, but
No,
that's
he
not
didn't.
the one.
No, he didn't speak, but he was standing out in the hallway giving out copies of his book. Even though he,
Digital
he
Millionaire Secrets.
oh,
It's an
okay.
older one.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah, that's not a new one. I think that's the one that he has had for a few years. Okay. But go ahead.
Yeah, so that one, and there's a chapter in there on testing the market, if the challenge is even going to be viable, uh, because if it isn't, then why do it? Um, there's no reason to do it if it doesn't make sense to do it, right?
Right. I don't have I don't have the which I don't have the physical book, but I did somehow I got to listen to it. Um, and I can't remember if I have it on audio book or 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 yeah, I'm not sure whether it's on audio book or how I got access to it, but I did get access to it, and I remember listening to it and just thinking, "Wow, this was a really good book, really
Yeah,
good."
it's quick read. I mean, I got about halfway through it in an hour the other night, so I got to finish the other half probably tonight or tomorrow, and I don't know, see what I can implement out of it. But we're talking about dramatic demonstrations, and I'm kind of looking around me at all the books and things like that I have in front of me from what I got from conferences and otherwise. Um, I'm surrounded by dramatic demonstrations. If you kind of think about it, every book, every video that's out there, if it's in the self development sales space, is a dramatic demonstration. One of the things that you mentioned in the Miffy box was the 30 days book. I mean, this is I would call it the mini Bible, right?
Wow,
When it
that's
comes
a great.
to um, starting from scratch. The instructions start from scratch. I mean, that is a dramatic demonstration. It's not selling you anything directly in here, but the software and the processes that these people used is in here. It's like, okay, if they used it for 30 days, saw success, I can do the same thing, and then you go and you buy the product. Every reel you see, every TikTok you swipe, half of them are dramatic demonstrations of all the products from the TikTok shop. Right, they're all around us. If you really put your ear to the ground and listen to everything that's going on around you, you'll see them everywhere.
Yes, yeah. When I think about dramatic demonstrations, I think about attention,
Hmm.
attention, and how attention is the new currency. Well, attention is the currency. When you look at, um, you know, when you look at building an audience and building a following or a number of followers that people have. And I know we were talking before camera, and you were talking about the tens of thousands of followers that one of your clients has. And it's that attention that you're really trying to garner in this world where there's so many distractions, uh, alerts on your phone calls, text messages, beeps, email. How do you cut through the noise to get someone to pay attention to you and what you have to offer? And that's what a dramatic demonstration means to me. Um, in Funnel Hacking Live, this has been Steve Larson's field, right?
Hmm.
It's been I think he's talked about it the last two Funnel Hacking Lives in a row.
Yeah, because there was a part one the year prior, and then this past year's was part two of the dramatic demonstration and the culmination of the linchpin. Um, and the way they kind of laid it out, especially looking at the diagram there, is kind of surprising, especially with the first part of it, the character flywheel, right? Or the
Mm.
content flywheel. That concept really hasn't been talked about uh, by Russell since I've been a part of the whole deal when I started in 2020. It's all just been sales funnels. Like even in the traffic secrets book, they didn't talk anything about a flywheel, right?
Mm-mm.
I didn't learn about flywheel until I started diving into HubSpot training because that's where they talk about the flywheel and inbound marketing. So for him to kind of pick it up and start parroting that um, was a bit surprising.
Uh, it was I think what he did was he brought it all together, and now not just talking about the sales process, but the actual getting out there and um, getting that attention, having those dramatic demonstrations, and actually pulling people into your funnels. Um, I tend to think that he was talking about it a little bit. Well, he talked about traffic secrets and about how all the different, how the different, how to generate attention and get following and grow a following. But it was really expert secrets and how to get your message out there and how to be persuasive on one to many. I think the flywheel just kind of brought it all together and gave it some structure. Um, and he brought in, what is it? He brought in the short form video guy, and then also there was the dramatic demonstration part of that too. Um, it seems to me like the focus on the dramatic demonstration has been on talking about the PT Barnum.
Yeah, and paid ads. Uh, that's the angle that they went with it. I'm looking at the character flywheel right now, and if you can imagine the gear in the middle. At the top, it talks shorts, longs, which are YouTube, Instagram, etc. Longs are Facebook, YouTube, and your blog. Dream 100, all heard of that. And then your foundation being your email newsletter and your funnel hub, your MIFKI, and then the paid ads leading to dramatic demonstrations that kind of uh, get it going, right? So the paid ads are the crank. Like you think of an old Model T, right? How that started. No electric start. You had to crank it up, right? So you had to put something into it and
Get
to
it
get it
going.
to run. Get it to run. So your paid ads leading into your dramatic demonstration. That's the crank to your car to get it started, to get that flywheel going, to get into your MIFKI, which then drives to your funnel hub, and then at the top of it is the gasoline for the shorts, the longs, and your Dream 100 to keep dripping that content out there to keep that gear greased and fuel in the engine to keep it going. And even what we're doing right now, I guess a mini dramatic demonstration since we're going live. We're creating the long form content here, talking
Yeah.
about marketing for your business and what you need to do to uh, get it done right. And that's either go do it yourself by following the advice in this video or hiring one of us to do it for you, which would be the smarter thing to do, right?
Yeah, yeah. And people will ask, hey, does it really work? Is it working? And I'll tell you, just last week, I got a a notice of a payment. Ching,
There
and
you go.
I'm like, and it wasn't a big payment. It was like $231. But it works even when you're not working. That's what I'll tell you,
Yep.
because I had no clue where this payment had came from. I just saw it and I was like, "Oh, I must have sold something to someone somewhere."
That's usually how it happens, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and I didn't have to be present to do it to close. It's crazy. And guess what it was that I made a sale of.
what's that? I don't.
Uh,
I don't know I don't know what products you sell, so I couldn't guess on what that price would be.
it was a affiliate sale. It was an
Okay,
affiliate. It was a commission from a sale, and
there you go.
it was a it was a sale of the lifetime funnel scripts.
Okay, all right, there you go. That's a good deal. I know lifetime funnel scripts isn't cheap, so they did a good job closing uh,
A
your
referral.
prospect there. Yeah, your referral. They did a good job there, and highly recommend that. If you don't know
It's
what
great
funnel scripts
software.
is, it's great software that kind of is the easy button to writing all of your copy. Um, they've enhanced it a little bit. There's a new offer behind that. God, why can't I ever think of his name? Oh, what is it?
Jim?
Yeah, Jim. I don't know why I can't ever think of his name. Jim Edwards come out with a different newer software that hooked it up to ChatGPT essentially, that will pretty much blow funnel scripts out of the water. But if you're just getting started and don't want a reoccurring deal, get funnel scripts and get all your headlines, everything run.
It's a lifetime deal.
Yeah, lifetime. Buy it once, you have it forever, and they got some good back end offers with it. When you do buy it, and they did release the traffic secrets part of it. I don't know if you knew that.
The traffic secret scripts. He's got expert secret scripts. He has one funnel away challenge scripts. He's got Mifke scripts. He's got scripts for social media content. He's got email scripts. It is an easy button for you to write your copy. Bulleted lists. You know what? Is it easier? Is it easier than just going into ChatGPT? I don't know if it's easier. Well, maybe it is. I think it generates more responses unless because it will automatically generate 50 plus and just this whole list of responses. Whereas with ChatGPT, you'll tell it, give me 10 or give me 20. You could say, give me 50 or 100, but how many of those results are going to sound just alike that?
There's some good and bad with it since they're kind of structured responses, almost fill in the blank. The good thing about it is that the model itself is the control. So how the content structure is just as important as what the content says. So anything that comes out of funnel scripts is the control, right? So that's the benefit for it. ChatGPT, you never know what you're going to get out of it.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out there to Prince Chowdhury watching. We see you, Brenda. What's up, Brenda Gonzalez? Hope you're doing great out there. And Mr. Robert Neal. This our shout out for today on this episode. Don't just watch, comment, give us your heart, push that button, show us some love so this could push out to more people. And Brandon, give us some love. Hit that heart button.
I don't have Facebook up.
Cool. Oh, man. No, okay. You're going to say something?
I'm good.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say you made some really good points about dramatic demonstrations. And do you have something to show us today?
Do I have something to show you? Yes, I do, actually. Give me 2 seconds.
Yes.
This was some pretty cool stuff that I had to figure out because my travel agent deal.
Oh, my light went out here.
I'm just about done with her site, so I do have it on the coming soon deal, but I'm going to make it live just specific for this deal.
Yes.
All right, so that's public. Let me update the site. Let me get to the page.
I wanted to see this. Don't keep me in suspense. Don't keep us in suspense. We want to see it.
I'm getting there as quickly as possible. All right, sharing screen. Here we go. So a little bit of backstory before I share the screen. Sorry to keep you waiting again. So when I took this, took my friend's site from Wix, moved it over. She did have one page that was for travel resources. I was like, well, that's a pretty cool page. Like, I think any travel agent should have resources on their site that people can get to that will help them, plan their trip, go to the page while they're on their trip, just kind of get a lay of the land, things like that, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I was thinking, it's like, what can I put on this travel resources thing that she already has on there? Plus, what she doesn't, but make it interactive and very useful. So I went to ChatGPT and I was like, write me code for a world clock for the top, I don't know how many cities I have on there, top 10 most traveled cities or most popular cities in the world. And it did that, right? It gave me world clocks. And I had to finagle it a little bit to make it look somewhat decent and okay. And I'm still tweaking it. So it's not the final form yet. And I was like, okay, now write me an API for travel warnings, right? And it did that. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then it was like, write me an API for currency converter. Well, that didn't work. So I ended up finding one online and embedding it in there. But anyway, so let me go ahead and share the deal here.
Okay.
Let me know if you can see it.
Now we get to share it. Now we get to see it. Okay.
We get to see it here. So we got world clock. It's in military time. I'm going to fix this to put the name above the clock because I think this way it's a little wonky, especially on mobile. But so you got the world clock of the top 10 cities in the world.
Okay.
New York, London, Paris, Dubai, Tokyo, Sydney, Shanghai, Moscow, Sao Paulo, Cape Town. Current travel advisories. This was fun to build.
Wow.
Don't ask me how I did it because I probably can't replicate it. I probably should have been taking a loom of everything that I was doing.
Mistake,
What's that?
A beautiful mistake.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to call it. Like I said, I was in grind mode, and that's probably why I missed. No, that was last week. I did it last week. I can't say I did it the week that I ended up missing. But so we got current travel advisories here. Now I did what I could to kind of keep the text on point with regards to how the rest of the text looks. You know what I mean, for like the branding deal or whatever you want to call it.
For the font.
Yeah. So it's close, but from the data that I got, or like where this data is coming from, and I had it plug it in here. It started off like you had the box. You can click the next deal and it would go through, but it's an alphabetical order, and you got to keep clicking to see what's going on. I was like, somebody doesn't want to do that, right? They want to type in the city they want to go to and or the country and be like, what's the deal in that country? So give me a country.
Okay, let's say Iceland.
Iceland. Right now, we got a risk of 2.8 out of 5. Use some caution when traveling around there. And then you can click here for more info.
Okay.
And it goes to traveladvisory.info/Iceland. So that's the site that this is kind of linked to. And that's where I got the information. Like that's where the API is kind of coming from. And it's free, which was great. So, if it's free, it's for me. So that's good. Let's say I know we got a lot of issues going on in Israel right now. Is that spell that right?
ISRA.
Yep.
Oh, that's it.
Actually, 4.2 out of 5.
4.2.
Yeah.
So is it higher? It's more dangerous?
That's more dangerous. So yeah, reconsider your need to travel to Israel.
That's what it says.
Yep. Now, what's Ukraine? 4.7. It's not safe to travel to Ukraine right now.
It's a little higher than Israel.
It's a little lower. 4.4. Reconsider your need to travel to Russia. So, you just type in where you want to go. 2.8. Some caution. It's okay. I don't know where the safest country to travel is. See how safe the United States is to travel right now. 2.7. There you go. So
That's not even down to the lowest. What about Mexico?
3.6. Please reconsider your need to travel to Mexico.
Oh, I
They
know.
just they
What
just had a
about
presidential election down there.
Cuba?
2.8.
What about the Virgin Islands?
Country not found.
Oh, okay. Maybe you have to U.S.
There you
Virgin
go.
Islands.
4 out of 5.
Or wow, that's not very good.
That's not good at all.
Yeah, I would think that it's a vacation spot. I thought it might be pretty good. That's a good site to have. That's a good resource to have on a travel website. What do you plan to add? Do you plan to add any more APIs?
Not at the moment that that I can think of that you would need. We got a currency converter here. Oh, I did the current weather. So this is actually based on your current location. So again, somebody's traveling, they come here to the resources deal, they want to see what the weather's like. They can come here to see it if they really want to, or they can go to whatever weather app. So just kind of threw it in there. I tried to make it so that it was like the world clocks as far as the that type of weather, but I couldn't figure that part out. So you have that, and then you have the currency converter here. It was just a HTML embed deal, so you can put that in there and you can see who it's from, which is fine. And then always be selling. Call to action.
Always have an opportunity for them to follow you and get on to what is it? What do we like to call it? Traffic that you own.
Yep, the email list there. So so that's the resource page. It was pretty cool. It was fun to put together. Like I said, it took a little bit of massaging to get some of the stuff here. I know this doesn't look pretty, but it's functioning. It works. It didn't break the site too much. It did a little bit, like this section here broke the site with the CSS code. It just made the site like wonky, or the page wonky. So I had to go back to GPT. I was like, hey, this element is breaking the base code of the page in ClickFunnels 2.0. It's like, oh, okay, I gotcha. So I'm going to segment it out. That way it doesn't affect the original source code of the page. And it did that. I plugged it in and it worked.
And just for context, this is all built inside of ClickFunnels 2.0.
Yes, 100%. Everything's in 2.0. Like this is a HTML / JavaScript element here. This isn't. All of this is.
Okay. So that's more like it's a text element, right?
Yeah, this is subheadline, paragraph,
and
HTML.
then an HTML box down there. So the search box and all of that is all HTML with the previous and the next, right?
Yep.
But you may be able to change the fonts and the colors of the background and the appearance of it a little bit, right?
Yeah, so you can change in the code, in the base code itself. You can see where the font is laid out, and so you can go in there and you can kind of change it. And you can't really do anything with this because, it's like I said, it's just HTML embed. And this you really can't do anything with. It's just your current location. I kind of like rounded corners better than anything. Maybe throw an outline around it, but
you may be able to throw some type of a boldness or maybe even a shadow, just those design elements. There's probably some type of code that you can do to make that adjustments. Okay, looks great.
Yeah, so that's it. That's the resources page. Like I said, super fun to build. Could I do it again? Maybe. I mean, the world clock deal was pretty easy. I just said, again, write me code to put up world clocks for the 10 most popular cities, and it did. and then I had it label the cities. But I said I just got to change the locations to put on top of the clock instead of below.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
That's it. That's it.
All right. Awesome. Awesome dramatic demonstration there. If you're just tuning in, if you're watching live, give us your hashtag where you're watching from. If you're watching it on the replay, give us a hashtag replay down in the comments. So we come back and we always check those comments, and we love your support each and every time. And we like your, reaching out after we have this show, asking those questions from something that we have talked about during the episode. I know that I'm pretty much constantly, always, like I said, that Facebook group is constantly growing and growing and growing. More members inside of the Facebook group. We're coming up on 2,000 members in my the 2,000 mental marketer insiders. I'm always leaving the link down below in the comments if you want to become a mental marketer insider and become updated whenever we go live, and also whenever I've got something new that we've got inside of our membership area. We're constantly highlighting trends, current, and some of those old things that need to be revisited from time to time. And then we've got Brandon's information.
Yeah. So if you need your digital foundation set up, happy to help you do that. Your foundation being your digital real estate online. Just because you have a website doesn't mean you're going to get traffic to it if it's not set up properly. And the front door of your business is your business listings, and those are the two things that I focus on over anything else when it comes to the home service businesses. One, can they find you? Two, is the information correct? And doing those two things just puts you leaps and bounds above everyone else in your small local market. You can find me all across the web at BKXX Enterprises, and looking forward to helping you out.
Yes. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Anything else? We've gone through dramatic demonstrations.
No, it was good. Good episode as always. So appreciate you watching, and we will see you next week.
All right.